get it on outside. From the dusk to the dawn outside. So in the morning outside, I'm catching wreck when they drawing outside. Cause it's a war outside, my sword drawn outside. This Excalibur, your bladder be all outside. Cause it's a war outside, I get it on outside. You in the crib, but the ball outside, I get it on outside. And that's a definite, cannonball, wrecking shit, excellent. Rhyme barocking, bombing like the president. I remain strong, King Kong with the prevalence. I show you exactly what we do, that's how I represent. Hardcore, heaven sent, chain on, hella bent. Throwing all black when they spot me like the leopard print. Oh, I got the braids in, shades on, made men. Cause we put in work to stop the earth until it caves in. Walk strong, talk heavy, hold my own. You rock solid when we bout to lead a sword and stone. Nigga, we warriors, hardcore, tracking the pride. To let the Hebrew speak, nigga, general eyes. And we talking super heavy, nigga, that's a surprise. With all scripture, street talk, word to Captain the Kai. Nigga, we blazing, ripping the mic with all facts, doing the knowledge to the max till we cracking the pavement. UPK, y'all the one West Harlem, nigga. We spring forward and they falling like it's autumn, nigga. Talking to all them niggas born in the mud. If you ain't feeling this, you're cold unplugged, and that's real. Oh, I get it, cat tie, or they not of our kind. I get the order, then it's handle kind, not the one kind. Without a doubt in my mind, I'm finna stop and recline. Anybody that come against us, they should probably resign. Cause it's a war going on outside, no man is safe from. I hate these niggas throwing shots, but can they take some? Christ says, sell out your garments to get a sword now. I'ma go and sell off these polos to get a 4 pound. Damn sure ain't started the war, but I'ma end it. Cause the spiritual war could turn carnal any minute. I remember riding back in the days, window was tinted. But Salaki, I'm done with that carnal shit, I repented. And they bomb-proof the booth every time I'm about to go in it. You ain't know this shit, I live for this truth and I'ma defend it. And I get my second wind just as soon these niggas get winded. It's a war going on outside, I'm jumping in it. It's a war going on outside, you in the crib, but the ball outside, I get it on outside. From the dusk to the dawn outside, so in the morning outside, I'm catching wreck when they drawing outside. Cause it's a war outside, my sword drawn outside. This Excalibur, your bladder be all outside. Cause it's a war outside, I get it on outside. You in the crib, but the ball outside, I get it on outside.
Nobody's safe, it's a war out here. If you pussy in the streets, you a whore out here. See me all suited up in my fallout gear. 762, flip your fucking car out here. No burner, I still break your jaw out here. No fear, if you scared, get a motherfucking pit. Or sit up in the church, you a motherfucking bitch. I give you in the verse what I give you in a clip. It's 32 rounds of fire, it never quit. A lot of fuckery going down, so what's the purpose? Sick of hanging around these clowns, get out the circus. If you cross that line, then you get lit up. The worst is all black hearses, tinted with black curtains. Docs on site with medics and mad nurses. Leave us out your verses. You don't want that kind of war, ready for that bullshit. Kinda like a matador. Get this kind of focus, you gon' need some Adderall. Something just to lock you in behind them padded walls. They say I got some screws loose, and that's true too. Don't let me let them wolves through like it's a full moon. It's like I transform the booth to a war room. Come up with a strategy, maximizing your casualties. Courage of King David, battling like the Maccabees. Find out who you think that nigga, walk to him casually. Then proceed to bar his life away rapidly. Take a knee for your majesty, take it, they hate it savagely. I try leaving rap alone, but I guess that this had to be. Keep you grounded like gravity, in the Ville, but it's amity. Horror, I see calamity, scar you up with my family. Mumble rappers be mad at me, fuck them up in they faculty. They words sweet, sit in they mouth and causing cavities. Yeah, it's a war, but none of you suckers worry. None of war going on outside, you in the crib, but the ball outside, I get it on outside. From the dusk to the dawn outside, so in the morning outside, I'm catching wreck when they drawing outside. Cause it's a war outside, my sword drawn outside. This Excalibur, your bladder be all outside. Cause it's a war outside, I get it on outside. You in the crib, but the ball outside, I get it on outside.
words out this handed book. About to take these rappers back to school. My flow standing hook. They crossed the line, ain't no coming back. You became no cowards. The only thing sweet is the honey check. Righteous is the Lord. Give me rest from my sorrow. And hand down death for them devils. There's no tomorrow. Why? Cause they violence leave a man a stiff corpse. You see a flag and a badge, I see horns and a pitchfork. Go ahead. So please believe it. The white man is a demon. And I ain't gon' vote for them to free me. No. They beat us till we the color purple. That's why this knife to they throat like ceiling. You got this nigga on his knees. They wanna have peace. We're screaming, let this bitch burn at 1,000 degrees. I'm laying in the bosom of revenge. I told her I'd do anything she pleased as I squeeze on the double D's. Fuck you, man. I'm talking to you. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter. That they do not rise and fill the world with lies. Ain't die for your skin, you gon' die for your pride. That's why I'm talking to you. So warn for your life. Your life. Try to destroy my people. You gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta hear, let them hear. Tell the devils that the end is near. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah.
The police just shot him for no apparent reason. No reason at all. They asked for license and registration. That's the police officer over there that did it. With the black on him. I can't really do shit because they got me handcuffed. I can't believe they just did this. I'm fucking back!
Outside, you in the crib, but the boy outside, I get it on outside. From the dusk to the dawn outside, so in the morning outside, I'm catching wreck when they
had to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't had to die to meet the devil.
I remember I was only 13 when I met the demon. Gave me a deuce and a bundle of cocaine. Told me to sell to my people, make sure you keep them fiending. If any try to shoot you, make sure that you leave them leaking. He said,
I'ma hold you down when problems pop up.
How you got me moving this dope? Want me in lockup? He said,
don't you want the Benz Vertible with the top cup?
Yeah.
Stop bitching, get in that kitchen, let it rock up. Bitches love the dope boy, especially when it's guap up. I know you know Ron.
Who the plug from by the block up?
I'll tell you a little secret, make sure that you keep your mouth shut. Ron got a Lexus, crib in Philly and Texas. Trips to the Bahamas, just got a whip for his mama. He fucking up them commas, be honest, he seeing decent dope.
I hear you, but I just seen Ron about a week ago. In fact, he ain't looking too good. His knees is kinda slow. I asked him why the struggle, he got stuck up for his bundle, but them 6 hollow tips in his legs what made him crumble.
Thinks he got a house and mama is living good.
Said the feds took it all, he right back in the hood. I see you try to play me, you gave us crack in the Mercedes. Made us abort our babies and making hoes out our ladies. I know you got me gravy, but Satan, you must be crazy. It's gonna take more than them cars wanna amaze me. I seen niggas shoot for the stars, but being lazy. Never get their head at the clouds, so you don't phase me.
I guarantee that you gon' regret it. Remember I said it.
Nah, you could dead it.
What you saying? I can't win?
Nah, devil nice try. So until we meet again,
I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. And we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. I ain't religious or superstitious, but we've been getting fucked and put to the side like a mistress. Police patrolling why? Because prison became a business. They murder one of ours and they start talking about forgiveness. We think that it's alright because we got public assistance. If this ain't hell, dog, what is this? Where was all lives mattered when they killed Osama? There was no peace talk like the Dalai Lama. Bush dropping bombs saying he gon' bring the drama. They got justice, man, they even caught the Boston bomber. But when we riot, they send the military in armor. When we fight oppression, then our people die a martyr. You reap what you sow, some people call it karma. When Christ return, y'all gon' get this harvest like a farmer. Don't tell me don't bring up the past no more. They still trying to settle the score with a side of Shakur. I changed my life and I'm just trying to live life right. But at night I look behind me and see flashing lights patting me down. You got nothing that's poking me right. I don't smoke or push pills, I gave up my vice. So Mr. Officer, why you wanna take my life? And your honor, why you gave our homeboy's life? I've been wondering why you shot our homeboy twice. Pussy with a gun screaming out that he got a knife. He came from Habibi's spot, it was chicken and rice. Shit's trife, I'm just giving visuals like Skype. Ask Trayvon, Mike Brown, Akai Gurley, Eric Garner, Sean Bell, Philando, Alton Sterling, Jaquan McDonald. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. And we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. And we seen the rise of the devil. I pray for the demise of the devil. Lord knows I despise every devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil and said, I pray you die, every devil.
Shalom, everyone. Alright. And shalom, Yahweh Shimon Shah Brakatham to all my brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shemar. Alatham Bashimon Shah to all my sisters. Alright. It's Officer Maccabia. You got Officer Bariah right here with Historical Truth Revealed. Last week we went over Christ. The topic of how Christmas has nothing to do with Christ, of course. We are going to keep, slamming down on this topic for, a very long time. So within the next 2 weeks as well, we are going to touch on the topic. We are going to bring out different histories, different stories to show how, the white man with all his white supremacy has tried to, influence or compel people's minds to believe that December 25th has something to do with Christ, being his birthday. See what I'm saying? In the Bible, we can't find a date to where anybody's birthday is. See what I'm saying? Because that's not something that we subscribe to. All right. So that being said, we are going to touch on more as far as the perception of Christ, because in the minds of many people in the world, there is a identity crisis, meaning they have this certain mindset or idea of who Christ might be. First things first. Christ is white to a lot of people. He's loving, kisses and hugs. He doesn't hate. He's not racist. See what I'm saying? He's not like the world. A lot of people say that he's everything. He's rainbow. You know, he's every race, which doesn't make any sense because I've never seen nobody like that before. All the things that you hear about Christ, we are going to destroy all of that today. I'm going to show you in a history book that is older than the history book that you're reading right now. The Bible is a prophetic and historical book that holds a lot of information. It's pretty heavy information as well. But it crushes all the religion, all the Christianity. It crushes everything that you was taught off the internet, off of YouTube, as you was getting high. Everything that your pastor told you, it cuts everything, whether you believe it or not. And a lot of Christians that think they know the Bible, they don't, because they don't know certain scriptures. How many times have the prophets and priests in the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge, how many times have we confounded people? And they like, well, I've never seen that scripture before. Which version of the book are you reading? It's called the King James Version Bible, 1611 edition. Nothing else. You know what's funny? That same version of the Bible is in the churches, ironically. And so somehow they never see that. Well, know why? Because the pastor does not teach on the truth. He teaches nothing but lies.
Right.
That's what gets him paid. For example, if you think about the entertainment world, when you sexualize everything, that gets you money. When you're speaking raw truth about your life, the struggle, and things of that sort, that doesn't get you paid to a certain extent. If you're talking about drugs and stuff like that, that gets you paid. But when you're talking about the Bible, when you're talking about, I ain't talking about gospel music. I'm talking about how Christ was a black man. That does not sell. Everybody disregards that all the time. When Christ, ain't color, there ain't no color in the Bible. So you're telling me that there's a human being walking around the earth with no color? Even a color, no color has a description, has a definition.
Right.
It's called what? Plain. Even plain has a color, and it's white. It's bland. Everything has a color to it. There's nothing in this world that does not have a color to it. And it's so funny when people in the world just talk and talk and talk. And I just be like, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You sound so intelligent in your own mind, but really, outwardly, you sound like a fool. So, with that being said, when someone tells you that we should celebrate Christmas, it's about the kids, it's about the celebration, the same thing that they say about Thanksgiving is the same thing that they say about every other holiday, especially Christmas. It's a time of the year to come together with family. Well, who told you to do that? Well, I was raised and taught, in my household that we should do this and do that. Well, where did they learn it from? And where did their parents and foreparents learn from who? Who told them that they should do this on this day? Have you ever thought about not doing what white people have told you to do? Have you decided to rebel and go and cling on to what the Lord has said? When he said, you should not go into the ways of the heathens. We are slaves in America. We are underneath a captivity underneath a certain people. And that is the white man, who is the devil that the Bible speaks of. He's a goddamn roach, a rodent. See what I'm saying? Who is terrorizing your entire life. Who destroys your homes. That's why you have a broken house, a broken home. No father in the house. A mother who is a complete monster, who is unstable, but thinks that she got everything under wrapped. See what I'm saying? So, with that being said, what I want you to get first out, I want you to get Matthew 1:21.
Okay.
So once again, I'm going to repeat this. we are going to get into the topic of, see what I'm saying, just the wrong perception that has been placed on the image of Christ. Everybody think that they know Jesus. Everybody think they know God. But God is just a word that is a title, which means Lord. See what I'm saying? Someone that rules over me, a power. All right, go ahead.
Come. Matthew chapter 1, verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahushua, for he shall save his people from their sins.
One more time.
And she shall bring forth a son.
And that she, that is a person. That is a woman whose name is Mary. Mary has sex with Joseph. It was no, immaculate conception whatsoever. There's also false in Christianity. See what I'm saying? You got to put two to two together. Question every goddamn thing.
Right.
If someone's teaching you something, you gotta ask questions. You can't just be like, oh wow, really? Wow, okay. I definitely understand that. Keep going.
Come. And thou shalt call his name Yahushua.
His name shall be Yahushua, not Jehovah, not Yeshua, Yeshaya. See what I'm saying? All these other, homosexual names. One more time.
Come. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahushua.
Mary, who is a black woman, who married a black man. These people are not white. They skin is burnt. See what I'm saying? You ever left some food in the oven too long and it got black? That's how black they are. These are niggas that we are speaking about. We are reading about. Mary is black, and she had a son who's black as well. And his name is what again,
Yahushua.
His name is Yahushua, the Mashiach, the Lord, the Savior and the Deliverer of the nation of Israel, not everybody. Not your white friend at work. Not your African friend, you see what I'm saying, at work. Not your boyfriend who's an East Indian. Not your wife who's Chinese. You see what I'm saying? It's not that. Keep going.
Okay. For he shall save his people from their sins.
He shall do what?
For he shall save his people from their sins.
Yahushua saves you from many sins. One of them being that you decide to hold on to the customs and culture of another people. So let's break it down. You decide to hold on to the custom of Romans, white people, Europeans, the Caucasians. See what I'm saying? Whatever you call them. You decide to celebrate Christmas, which is not of your culture. How is it that all these nations on the earth, every nation on the earth knows their history, knows the knowledge of their culture and who their people are. And they know about your history as well. But you don't know anything about yourself. So there's an identity crisis that's going on, which is what? He's calling himself African American. Nobody was calling each other African Americans in the 50s. Thanks to Jesse Jackson in the 60s of the 1900s, now you are an African American. That's around the time he decided to take a bag of money and sell out. Because this is a man that was against abortion, against all the lies and philosophies that was going on within our people. But he chose money over his own people. And we want to scream black power. We want to scream, for these black leaders. We want to honor them. We want to worship them. Who should be honored? It's the Most High for brothers like Commander General Yohana, a brother who has never sold out. All he does is follows Christ, and he gives us the medication that we need. And from a brother that knows this man, the medication is that you should stop celebrating holidays of the white man. first things first, are pagan. I know a couple of people that know that, Christmas is not as holy as it seems, but still they are attached to it because what about the kids? I gotta make sure that they have a good Christmas and a good time of the year. What will their dad say? What will my mother say? My father about my child not celebrating this? The problem is that people serve other people. They are influenced, they are controlled by other people's opinions. That's why they are a certain way. If you ain't serving the white man's holidays, the white man is upset. He is in an uproar. He's trying to, Americanize you. He's trying to make sure that you are underneath that flag of white supremacy, that you serve this nation wholeheartedly and with your soul, and that nothing speaks rebellion out of your mouth. That's the white man. And since you being such a great slave, you decide to, submit, and you stand down, and you don't fight for your nation or yourself or your children. And that's why we are destroyed as a nation. Christmas is not of the nation of Israel. Christmas is definitely in the Bible, but let me tell you this though. Don't get too happy and excited. Christmas in the Bible speaks against it. It's not for it. Where's all the other holidays that we are supposed to serve? As far as America goes, where is Easter? Where is St. Patrick's Day? Where's Thanksgiving at? Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Read that one more time out.
Come. Matthew chapter 1, verse 21. Mm-hmm. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahawashi, for he shall save his people from their sin.
And Yahawashi is going to save us from Christmas. He's going to save us from all the vanity and all the wickedness that is going on in the earth right now. That's what Yahawashi is going to do. You better get ready. Otherwise, you might just die in your sin. If you are a fake Israelite that believes in everything else except for the UPK, it's best that you repent right now and come into the school. Because the school is a sanctuary that is safe, a safe haven. Like when I think about the ISUPK, I think about heaven. That thing that just protects me, that is glorious and honorable. And that's what it is. Christmas, I don't know what the hell that is. But I do know what the Feast of Dedication is. I know what Passover is as of April 20th, the 50th annual Passover. And if you ain't there, you are sinning. Shalom. But all the brothers and sisters that's going to make it and that's going to be there, it's going to be glorious and amazing. And you fake Israelites, you are invited. You people that love to smoke weed, love to celebrate Christmas, every holiday, the ones that worship your children, your mother and your grandmother, you can come to the Passover as well. But there are rules and restrictions. You can't serve another God in that building. You can't do it. Your children is no longer your God. Your girlfriend, your wife, whatever you want to call it, your mother, your grandmother, everybody else is not your God. Who you serve in that building of Passover, April 20th, is who? Yahawashi. That's like it, the Most High. See what I'm saying? We are going to be in, like every year, it's always honorable that we keep this day for the Lord. We don't keep Christmas in the ISUPK. We don't know what the hell that is. But all the high holy days and holy convocations are better than what the white man has gave you. All of them are better. See what I'm saying? And like what, 8? It's like 8 of them, right?
What?
High holy days and holy convocations? I believe it's about 8.
It's 9.
It's 9? About 8 to 9, things that we have to celebrate the Most High, to remember the things that He has done for us. when we decide to serve Christmas, we give thanks to another man. And that infuriates the Most High. It kindles a fire that just burns and burns. And he's such a loving, and merciful God who has a lot of long suffering, mercy towards us to the point where we don't die. Some of us do, but then he shows mercy on other people. And I pray to the Most High that he shows you mercy before he decides to end your life because of Christmas. It might seem like a small thing, but it's very big to the Most High because he's not being worshipped. He's not being served. And we all know that the Most High is a jealous God. Take into consideration as far as your woman being jealous of you speaking to another woman. Think of the Most High of you deciding to serve another God and not him when you see what I'm saying, was created by the Most High. When the Most High is the reason why you are living right now. The reason why you are doing well in the earth. When he gave you laws, statutes, and commandments, he put you in position to make this earth great. All right? So, with that being said, go ahead and get Mark 77. So, yeah, Mark 77.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah. Once again, we are still touching on the identity crisis of who Christ really is. And also, when we think about the word Christmas, think of the word Christian and Christ. All right? It's not ironic that they put that, they put the two together. Keep going.
Come. Mark chapter 7, verse 7. Howbeit in vain do they worship me.
Say it one more time.
Howbeit in vain do they worship me.
Howbeit in vain that they worship me. Who is the me?
Yahushua.
Or the Most High. Keep going.
Okay. Teaching for doctrines and commandments of men.
Teaching the commandments, teaching for doctrines, the commandments of men. What does that mean now?
Pretty much what they do in the Christian church. Mm-hmm. Teaching that eating pork is all right. Eating shrimp, crab, lobster is all right. Being a homosexual is all right. Mm-hmm. Touching on kids and being a whore is all right. Mm-hmm. Pretty much saying what's good is evil and evil good. That's what they do. That's what that's talking about.
Meaning that it's pretty much backwards.
Right.
So sin is lawful and lawful things is a sin. I don't know. Just however they reiterate it, it's wrong. All right, keep going.
Come. Teaching for doctrines and commandments of men. Verse 8. For laying aside the commandments of... For laying aside the commandment of God, ye hold the tradition of men, as the washing of pots and cups, and many others such like things ye do.
So meaning that you do all these things for another God. You hold on to the things that men say. Now, to a certain extent, you should hold on to the words of wise priests who are men. But these men in these contexts, it's talking about the heathens. Those that are going to lead you astray. Go ahead.
Or the men talking about rabbits lay eggs.
Right. Rabbits lay eggs, which is deceitful. It's not true. It's not something that's beneficial to help you and better you as a man, as a woman in this nation, which is the nation of Israel that I'm speaking to. If you are white, if you are an East Indian, matter of fact, I'll cut all that. If you are Black, Hispanic, and Native American brothers and sisters, I'm only talking to you. Everybody else, shalom. And that's including Africans, because Africans think that they're black. Their skin is black, that's very understandable, but not their nationality. See what I'm saying? Their ethnicity. All right, that's another topic that's going to come very soon. Keep going.
Okay. Verse 9. And he said unto them, full well you reject the commandment of God, that ye may make your own tradition.
One more time, verse 9.
Okay, verse 9. And he said unto them, full well you reject the commandment of God, that ye may keep your own tradition.
And he said unto them, full well ye reject the commandment of the Most High, that ye may keep your own tradition. And you think that being African is your own tradition.
Right.
We got to wear the dashikis. We have to have plates in our lips. I think it's funny, though. When someone said that they're African, I'm like, well, how come you don't do what the Africans do? They're like, what do you mean? Well, when I go to, when I look up the history and things of that sort of Africans, or I have a dialogue with an actual African, they tell me everything that you see online is very true. We do put plates in our lips. Different tribes does this. Different tribes do this, and it's all similar. Go ahead.
Fuck it. Have you ever seen a nigga in the hood put a chicken bone in his lip?
Never. Unless he's trying to get the meat off the bone.
No,
like a dog. But as far as it being in his lip,
no, I'm talking about like in his lip, pierce his lip.
Right, with a chicken bone.
No.
It's gonna get all nasty and moldy. Nah, I've never seen that. You so African, but you want to be the Africans that are looked upon as royal, not unroyal, not in the gutters and the slums. You want to be the ones that were so-called kings and queens. See what I'm saying? Every time I hear that word queen, it's a whore, because that's what a queen is, a whore. Someone that is in rulership over a man who usurps authority. We can't have that. In the kingdom, that's not going to be there. No. That woman's going to have to submit, otherwise it's off with her head. Shalom. I will say no more. All right? So read that one more time.
Verse 9?
Verse 9. No. Verse 7.
Okay. Mark chapter 7, verse 7. Howbeit in vain do they worship me.
Howbeit in vain that they worship me. Me being, Yahushua, the Most High.
So I might have to let the people know that Yahushua and the Most High is not the same.
Right. Yeah. Yahushua and the Most High is definitely two different people. You see what I'm saying? Now, the thing is that, we try to worship the Most High in a way where it fits our five senses. The same thing when it comes to following Yahushua. We think that Yahushua is some loving person, meaning like he has a lot of love for his nation. In order for him, he died for our nation. But you would think that he's all hugs and kisses, and that, you believe that he loves everybody. That's not in the Bible. That's something that you was taught outside of the Bible. And this is a conversation that I have to have all the time at slavery. It is wrong. You are a Christian. It's funny though. They be like, I'm not a Christian. You have a Christian mindset. God loves everybody. Where's that in the Bible? They was like, well, doesn't it say? Are you asking or are you telling me? Because I can show you where it says that God does not love everybody. That Christmas is not in the Bible. Where it's Christ's birthday. Christ was born at a different season, at a different time. It does not match up to what you are saying. And Christianity is very strong. It is a drug. It is something that people get high off of just to feel comfortable. It's funny though. I'll tell you a story real quick. I remember this, where I slave at. We got about 3 or 4 heathens versus 2 Hebrews, right? So I sit right next to, a sister, and then, on the side of me is a heathen. So they're always talking about, they always have conversations about religion and shit like that. I'm quiet because I'm listening, and really, the job don't want you to talk about a religion because of how people can get offended and not agree, and all, it could go, left and right. See what I'm saying? So I just sit there and I listen. And I be sitting there just laughing like they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And I remember how this African said that, he was afraid because he didn't know what the hell to believe in. He didn't know, what to think of God and shit like that. And it's funny because he said that he believes in Christianity. Christianity is not a religion. And I was like, I'm thinking to myself, like, it's very much a religion. But he said something to a certain extent to where he believed into something to where he was satisfied and comfortable. Because he was uncomfortable and scared, not knowing what the hell was going on in the world. And so now he's a preacher or a so-called pastor at one of his African, churches. And I laugh every time and he gets offended and he never batters me because I always cut him. He never batters me anymore because he knows that I know what the hell I'm talking about. Go ahead.
Can I ask you what them conversations consisted of?
As far as multiple wives, of course, always.
Of course.
As far as Adam and Eve, let's see.
That's all Christians know.
As far as Christ as well. See what I'm saying? It got to the point where motherfuckers don't even talk to me anymore. I like it that way. I don't want to speak to an African, but I'm going to be professional on a job, and I'm going to do what I have to do in order to get this money for my nation, to provide for my nation, and that's it. I'm not trying to put money in this African's pocket, but for my nation, we have to survive. And I'm not going to speak ignorance, but I'm definitely going to speak wisdom. Out of slavery, never back down.
Right.
Be wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove.
Right.
Christmas, I speak down about it all the time. And
Right.
people be like, I don't know, like I feel like you're brainwashed. Oh, I'm brainwashed? Oh, really? Well, shit, I think you brainwashed too. And then like, how is that? I break it down. You said this, you said that, so you like drug dealing, you like being a whore and this and that. You sound brainwashed to me.
Dang.
Everything's going wrong in your life. It sounds like you need the law, statutes, and commandments. Shalom. See what I'm saying? Must I say more?
Just like that.
I be quiet to say anybody say nothing to me. I'm not getting asked any questions. Ain't nobody saying nothing to me at all. Most High in Christ. I didn't want to have a conversation with y'all in the first place because everybody want to ask everybody else's opinion. Well, what do I think about Christmas? I think the shit is trash. Right. I think, my children should never celebrate Christmas.
Right.
And they won't.
Right.
See what I'm saying? My household that I have will not celebrate Christmas. They won't even know what the hell that is. It's going to be so foreign. They won't know what it is. They will see it, but they will not ever experience it. Ever. See what I'm saying? Not in my household. It's going to be strict. You see what I'm saying? That's how it's going to be. Keep going.
Verse 8. For laying aside the commandment of God, ye hold the tradition of men.
Laying. You want to say laying?
Laying. For laying aside the commandment of men of God, ye hold the tradition of men.
You hold the tradition of men, meaning something that you keep close to you, that you always have to have right next to you. And Christmas, the reason why we know Christmas is because it was a taught behavior. When you think about homosexuality, being a criminal, being a rapist, a child molester, being a thief, a liar, is taught behavior. That's why you celebrate Christmas. And the birthdays. Everybody, I believe people love birthdays more than Christmas. I believe that is the truth of this world. And birthdays, forget about it. I can give you a goddamn gift every goddamn day. You wanna know why? Because you're such a brother. You're such a sister who puts in work and who loves me and who cares for me and my nation and my God, who we both serve. Why do I have to give you a gift on a certain day that you were born? When I give you a gift, it's not set. It's not religious. See what I'm saying? It's not technically all about you. Go ahead.
It's not binding. It's not you must give it on this certain day at this certain time.
It's because you wanted to.
Right.
On a birthday, it's considered like you have to. See what I'm saying? Now, what's more honorable than a birthday or a Christmas? I see something that's more honorable is when, like for example, the high holy days. Those days are very honorable because something's going to be, great coming out of this, this day. It's going to be the Lord being celebrated and, show the love from this nation that he created, that he decided to show mercy on and not kill the time that they were supposed to be killed. As far as I know, everybody's supposed to be wiped out and dead. First time it happened with Noah. God damn. Noah was a diligent soldier. And he listened to the Lord, but everybody else, they didn't listen. When you see somebody get shot down dead in the street, they die from anything that's not considered to be honorable. If they don't die, with this servant of the Lord or following after Christ, it was an unhonorable death. Damn, that's sad. But when it comes to, I look at great days like, when you get raised up. I look at days when you decide, when you become a trooper and you are in the school. I remember Captain Cesario. He said to me, he's like, how long you been in the school? I'm like, July 15, 2014. Around 10 p.m. is when I got that phone call. Now I'm a trooper. I'm no longer going to be, that nigga in the world. My name is Trooper Maccabia. I see that day as kind of like he said, like, that day is like a damn birthday to you, huh? I'm like, not necessarily. It's a day that I honor because that's the day that I put in that work and I became a trooper. Trooper to officer. See what I'm saying? So on and so forth. Days like that because now I'm able to, study to show myself approved, put in that work, and cast off all the wickedness of the earth. And that's what most common people should do. When I say the word common, meaning people who do the same thing, going off the scriptures. People in the world should leave off of all that darkness and wickedness.
Right.
See what I'm saying? We should put on something that is better, which is the law, statutes, commandments, the armor of light. Matter of fact, get Romans 13 and 11. Let me show you what Paul says. And this goes right on topic. We must cast off the works of darkness, which is Christmas. What's next? New Year's. I'm already hearing plans and stories about New Year's as slavery. So very vexing and annoying. Let's go.
Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep.
Now the sleep that you are in, the hibernation, is definitely the culture of another people that are not your people. Let the culture, let the law, statutes, and commandments, let the order be within your nation, who is blacks, Hispanic, and Native American people. Yes, everybody bleeds red according to what I see. But does that mean that you are the same? Even animals bleed. Are you the same as an animal? And yes, their blood is red.
Right.
So are you an animal or are you human? Do you have common sense or do you have ignorance? Keep going.
Come. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed.
So for a long time in the Bible, we have spoke about our salvation. Our salvation is going to come. Yes, it's been a long time. You want to know why it's been a long time? Because you haven't got yourselves in order yet. That's why. If you ever wonder why we are in the last days for a long time, think about yourself. Analyze and evaluate yourself. Because that's what Paul said. Let every man examine himself in order to eat the bread and drink from the cup at the table that Christ is at. Meaning, if you want to be where Christ is at, in an honorable seat, you have to work in order to sit at that table with Christ. Otherwise, you would be the least of the nation of Israel. Keep going.
Okay. Verse 12. The night is far spent. The day is at hand. Let us therefore.
Wait, one second. Read that one more time.
Come. The night is far spent.
The night is far spent. Meaning it has dragged on for too long. Now it's hitting to a point where it's far spent. Keep going.
The day is at hand.
The day is at hand, meaning it's right here, it's right now. This is what you need to do. Keep going.
Come. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness.
Cast off the works of darkness. What is the works of darkness? Give me an example if you may.
Christianity.
Why is that the works of darkness?
Because they twerking in the church, being whores, sleeping with kids, teaching the law, statutes, and commandments is done away with.
So all I'm hearing right now, everything that you're saying is very correct. So in other words, what the brother is saying that it's everything that goes against the Most High.
Right.
Keep going.
So like, if I could.
Yeah, go ahead, Ward.
They are a bunch of antichrists.
Antichrist, they are a bunch of Christians, which is something that is, I say Christian in a derogatory term. Like if a black person was called a nigger, that's how I see the word. See what I'm saying? Something that is offensive. And it is meant for you to get offended. To be a Christian is disgusting. It's something that's very sinful. See what I'm saying? Keep going.
Okay.
That's something that needs to be cast off. It's something that needs to be away from you. Get it away. Keep going.
Okay. Verse 13. Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting.
Not in rioting, which black people love to do. They try to prove a point by begging, by requesting and demanding, or try to command some type of answer out of the enemy. But that's not the way that you do it. Is the Lord with you when you're protesting and rioting? I don't think so. When why? Because the KKK decides to shoot up a crowd of Black Lives Matter people in Minnesota within the Jamar Clark rally on the 4th precinct. You are a joke. You don't know anything. You are simple. No wonder why you celebrate Christmas. It's time to change. Right. It's time to wipe that away. It's time to try a new method or strategy.
Right.
Yours has not worked. Keep going. Let me go ahead.
Black folks was talking about change this and that when Obama was in there, but ain't shit changed. They still celebrating Christmas, still celebrating Easter, Thanksgiving, Halloween,
right,
4th of July,
right.
Still talking about no justice, no peace, and the white man still killing in the street.
Exactly, and that's what happens. See what I'm saying? That is your reward. The results show that you do not know what you are doing, that something is wrong, and it's the choices that are being made. You have to fix it. How many times must we lose our breath, talk till we are purple, green in the face, to let you know, so you understand that your method, your way of life is incorrect. A lot of people say, who are you to tell me this? We are prophets or priests of the Most High, and we are able to judge the matter. We are able to talk about the wrongdoings of your life. And Christmas is a starter, since it's on the topic. It's on the goddamn table. It's in your living room. It's in your room. Remember that your heads used to hang on a Christmas tree. You were the ornament. See what I'm saying? You were the person hanging on the tree, just like Christ hung on the tree. Make sense? You are the one that was always hanging from the tree. Always. And still is to this day. How did that black man so-called, they say that it's ruled as a suicide in Atlanta, that there ain't no damn lynchings, going on. Who do you think is a fool over there? The white man is hanging niggas. He got you on a leash. You have been choking for 400 goddamn years. And what have you done to unloose that noose that you've been hanging on? Because Christmas has been killing you. It has been killing your pockets, your spirit. It's the reason why that you can't move forward as a nation. You got to fix that. Keep going.
Okay. And drunkenness.
Oh, and drunkenness. Oh, we. People love to get them, a great high on a holiday. Everybody forgets about the child molestation, the damage that was done to the child. No wonder they like boys. No wonder a boy likes another boy. No wonder the woman likes another woman. And everybody is just, look, I don't agree with it, but I accept you. It's either you choose one or the other. You should choose not to accept it because they're family, because they're a friend, because they're on the job. You don't have to accept Christmas either, a birthday. Who told you to do so? The white man. That's why you have, that's why all your senses are touched. Every 5 senses is touched by the white man's words. And we have to understand that his words are smoother than butter. It may be easy going, but what is the result of it? You might just get burned in the process. You might just get damaged and destroyed in the process. Think about when you have butter when you're cooking. It cooks the food faster, but if you ain't paying attention, it's going to get burnt. And that's what had happened to Black and Hispanic people. You have been burned. You have been destroyed. Now your heart goes out to the most, not the Most High, but towards another man who you call God, who you call Father. And his name is Esau. And that is very disgusting. When you celebrate Christmas, you are a sinner. You are a coon. You have what they call Stockholm Syndrome. None of these priests and prophets in the ISUK are going to sweet talk you, be like, well, I understand. It's not right, but you should keep doing it. You should stop doing it. You are a disgusting bastard. You are a sinner, and you do not love the Most High or your people. You hate niggas, Hispanics, and also Native Americans. You don't give a damn about the Most High. You just give a damn about your children and yourself. You are lustful, deceitful, and you just might die in your sin if the Lord decides not to have mercy. And I'm not wishing any death on the Israelite, but that's what's going to happen. 9 times out of 10, if the Lord just gets tired of it, that fire that's kindled in his anger just might burn out. If it burns out, shalom. May the Lord bring you back when you come into the truth and you decide to get it right the next time. Go ahead and get Amos 5:21.
Come on. Amos chapter 5 verse 21. I despise your feast days.
This scripture never gets old because this has to be, exaggerated. We have to bring this out from time to time on a holiday. You know what I mean? Or I call it a hell day because it brings a lot of crime. It brings a lot of, economy that's being stripped from you. It brings a lot of unlawful things when it comes to a holiday. We look at the spiritual, we look at the physical, never the spiritual. The things that are spiritual is what we feel. Spirituality is not something that you feel, for starters. Because if you feel something, what does that mean? That's physical. You get the two mixed up. Now you are brainwashed. You are in a cult because you don't understand what you are going through, whether it's spiritual or physical. All you know is what you feel. You feel like you should celebrate Christmas. That's why the Lord said, what? One more time. And this is the Most High. A lot of people get, what do white people say? Flabbergasted. They get flabbergasted when they hear the scripture because I bring it out all the time. And I don't, my job is not to make you comfortable. My job is to give you the uncut truth. Now the truth can be comfortable. it can comfort you because that's what the scripture does. The scripture definitely comfort you in a lot of ways when you're going through troubles, when you need to understand what's going on in your life. Now, when it comes to the holidays, you are going to be offended, and I'm not going to flinch, but you will. The demon inside of you is going to be like, he's speaking truth, say everything against it. And that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with putting up with a fight, because we do it ever since 1969. We speak this truth and don't give a damn what the result is of a backlash. Forget what you're talking about, because this is truth, and we stand on that. Whether you find it ignorant or not, this is what the Lord said,
right? Not
what we said. But our mouths is moving, our voices is, talking, and we are going to speak this truth. What did the Most High say out?
Okay. Amos, chapter 5, verse 21.
That's right.
I despise your feast days.
I want you to read that one more time, but louder and with aggression.
Come. I despise your feast days.
Always be louder than me. One more time.
I despise your feast days.
I hate and I despise your feast days. I thought the Lord did not hate. Damn, it's crazy. I guess the scripture is a contradiction. How can you reiterate the word hate? Can you do it in any different type of form? Can you add love to hate? I don't think so. That sounds like Christianity, and on top of that, homosexuality. All right, sound like something that it's like I can't say it. Sound like something that a queer would say. A homosexual. It's like read that one more time.
I despise your feast days.
So the Lord hates and he despises your feast days. Anytime that a prophet or priest is talking in the Bible, the Spirit of the Lord is on them. Am I correct or am I correct? Very much correct. Keep going.
Come. And I would not smell in your solemn assemblies.
Oh, he would not smell in your solemn assemblies, meaning all that food that you cooked in the name of Jesus. Oof. That burnt macaroni, the dry turkey. The food on Christmas is very similar to the food on Thanksgiving. You also got, let me see, what else is there? You got them baked beans that's going to have everybody just, shitting on themselves. God damn. You're going to have the whole pig on the table. You're going to have the chitlins that smells like a donkey. In other words, an ass, Salaki. You're going to have every abominable food on the table that you call food. I call it trash. And I throw that in another trash bag. See what I'm saying? A pig, throw it in the trash. Your dry turkey, I like my turkey moist. I need flavor. See what I'm saying? I don't need nothing dry. I didn't ask for no chips. All right? Keep going. Salaki. Salaki, go ahead.
Come. Verse 22.
I'm climbing at this point. Salaki, go ahead.
Verse 22. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them.
The Lord said that he would not accept them, just like he won't accept your prayers when you decide to hold hands with the sinners of the family. And you want to send up prayers. The prayers is going to stay in that disgusting house that is broken, that has no value, that has no foundation, that stands with no standards or morals at all. You are going to be in dead silence. The Lord is not going to have the ear towards your household. He's going to see you praying and not know what the hell you're saying at all. And you are just going to sit there and pray to the God over the disgusting food, and you are going to eat and sin. All right. What I need you to get out, one more scripture. Let's see here. Go ahead and get 2 Peter 1:16 one more time. This is a good one. So like Isaiah 58:1. Yeah, Isaiah 58:1 actually. Isaiah 58:1. This is the proof that everything that was being said can be said. The judging, what you call it, the chastisement, being prejudiced with a mix of racism, which was all included into this video today. All right, go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 58, verse 1. Cry out loud.
Do what?
Cry out loud.
Are you supposed to shed tears and actually cry out loud, scream and yell? Not necessarily an actual physical crying, but the cry is what they call a war cry. You are yelling. You are screaming on the field, on the battlefield. And in the IHBK, we stand on the battlefield on the podium in hell, which is called America. On the street corners of every city, every state, every country and continent, we are spreading this truth. And we yell with a loud voice. Because our king, who was much a nigga, just like you are a nigga today, black. See what I'm saying? That black and brown that unites together, that sticks together. We scream like him because we got the many waters. We have that loud voice. Black people are naturally loud. Let's go.
Come.
Read from the top.
Come. Cry out loud.
Meaning you better yell with a loud voice. Keep going.
Spare not.
You better spare no feelings. Don't give a damn. This ain't emotional. This is spiritual. Keep going.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
Meaning you better lift up that voice. You better scream at the top of your lungs until your voice goes out. And even when your voice goes out, you better scream and yell this truth to the capacity to where you can't go any further with your voice. Keep going. You are a microphone.
Come on.
You are a speaker. Keep going.
And show my people their transgression.
It didn't say all people. What did it say?
My people.
Who is my people? That is the 12 tribes of Israel. That is the nation of Israel, because there's an audience. Anytime you read something, there's an audience. It's speaking to somebody. In the Bible, who is it speaking about? The children of Israel, who are the niggas, the spicks, and wetbacks of America. In other words, to reiterate it, black, Hispanic, so-called black, Hispanic, Native American men and women. That's who it is. That's God's chosen people. And it's 12 tribes. But if you want it to be all spread out as far as who was the first tribe to the 12th one, we got you. Just type it in the comments and we can go from there. All right? Keep going.
And the house of Jacob their sins.
And who?
The house of Jacob their sins.
The house of Jacob is not every goddamn body. Who is Jacob,
The forefather of the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people.
And what was our father's name changed to?
To Israel.
To Israel. That's our dad right there. That's our father. Our father's name was changed to Israel. That's where you get the Israelites from. Thanks to our mothers, who are 4. We got 4 mothers over here. And one pappy. And he created the blacks, Hispanic, and Native American brothers and sisters that you see today, who is not desired in the earth, who serve what the white man serves, who gets chastised and harassed when they do not keep the tradition of white supremacy. Damn you, Mr. White Man. Damn you, Esau. In a second, we are about to pray for the destruction of our enemies. And that is the best part of class. Let's go.
Verse 2. Yet they seek me daily.
They do what?
Yet they seek me daily.
Yeah, you seek the Most High daily. Keep going.
And delight to know my ways.
And delight to know my ways.
As a nation that did righteousness and forsook not the ordinance of their God.
You guys should stop right there. So long story short, with that being said, we are going to end the class with the prayers, the security announcements and prayers, and also with our upcoming Holy Convocation. Yeah, Holy Convocation in March, all right, which is Purim. And I'll repeat that once again once we read the security announcements. Now, long story short, next week it's going to be a lot more history. Right now, we touch on the scriptures. We dialogued a little bit. Next week is going to be a lot more, all right? So check out for that. next week, which is actually Christmas Day. Now, one thing I will enjoy about December 25th is destroying the philosophy of Christmas. So with that being said, this is Israelite School University of Practical Knowledge in Minnesota. Historical Truths Revealed, where we reveal all the historical facts, knowledge, history of whatever the topic may be at the time. With that being said, let's get to it. Shalom, Israel. If you got any questions or concerns, you can always email us at ishpkminneapolis@gmail.com. Otherwise, ISPK Minneapolis on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Okay?
ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, a teacher will arrange it after 6 months. If a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, by Aishah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to Treasury Department or teacher, priest fund. Free will offering for priests not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming Holy Convocation.
It will be Purim, which is in March, before the Passover, which is April 20th. All right? We'll give you more details and location as the months go on and, things of that sort.
If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. Boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah.
The Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayah. Shukah. Yahweh. Lavkwah. Taba'ah. Tazak. Hayah. Aisha. Baratza. Kawa. Hayah. Shemayim. Nathananau. Lakam. Call. Wasalakanau. Wawathanau. Kasalakanau. Wawathianau. Labayainau. Panasai 1. Hawashai-now, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Watapura, Labalumian, Aman.
The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. Forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Amen.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Ashab, Ayanya, Al-Hari, Mayan, Ba, Isaiah, Mayam, Yahweh, Ashab, Shamiyam, Baratazah, Alitan, Muat, Magog, Nawam, Shamar, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, La'a, Yeshan, Sharmar, Yasha'al, Yahweh, Shamar, Yahweh, Tazakah, Aliyah, Yamyak, Yawamam, Hashemah, La'ayah, Waira, Aliyah, Yahweh, Hashemarka, Karai, Hashamar, Napashka, Yahweh, Hashamar, Tazaka, Wawaka, Maita, Allah.
Psalms 121 in English. I will lift up mine eyes. Unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold. He that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day. nor the moon by night.
Nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
And thy coming in.
And thy coming in.
From this time forth.
From this time forth.
And even forevermore.
And even forevermore. Hakah, the power in Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashem Yahushua.
Bashem Yahushua.
Kashah.
Kashah.
Thunder now.
Thunder now.
Hakah.
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 Arpah.
Arpah.
Kal.
Kal.
Makala.
Makala.
Hakah.
Kal.
Madawa.
Madawa.
Hakah.
Hakah.
Matahar.
Matahar.
Ha.
Ha.
Matazari.
Matazari.
Hakah.
Hakah.
Lahapi.
Haki.
Hamati.
Hamati.
Hakah.
Hakah.
Oh.
Rakawat.
Rakawat. Hatima Alam.
Hatima Alam.
Garshi.
Garshi.
Bashem Yahushua.
Bashem Yahushua.
Tawadama.
Tawadama. Hakah, the power in English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
Power to heal all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the leper.
The power to cleanse the leper.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out in the name of Yahushua.
To cast them out in the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Bless Israel in Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashem Yahushua.
Bashem Yahushua.
Barak Lanao.
Barak Lanao.
Mayashah.
Mayashah.
Waha.
Waha.
Yad.
Yad.
Sapari.
Sapari.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Magun.
Magun.
Hagun.
Hagun.
Say the name of love once and everyone with peace name once.
I Yeshua Minneapolis.
I Yeshua Minneapolis.
All of Israel.
All of Israel. Bashem Yahushua.
Bashem Yahushua. Tawadama. I Yeshua power structure. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
To evils and curses.
To evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
And death to thee.
And death to the heathens.
That speak against us.
That speak against us.
Like prophets.
Like prophets.
The teachers.
The teachers.
The princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
The Israelite brothers.
The Israelite brothers.
In the school.
In the school.
To evils and curses.
To evils and curses.
Punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
And death to thee.
And death to the
And
heathens.
shake loose the pockets of the rich of Israel.
And shake loose the pockets of the rich of
That
Israel.
refuse to give to the school.
That refuse to give to the school.
Force the riches to enter to thy sanctuary.
First the riches to enter to thy sanctuary.
To evils and curses.
To evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
And death to the Edomites.
And death to the Edomites.
And the nations.
And the nations.
And the drug dealers.
And the drug dealers.
The courses.
The courses.
The prison system.
Prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope.
The Pope.
Islam. Christianity. Egyptology. Militia. Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation. Skinheads.
Positive
The gay movement.
The gay
The
movement.
lesbian.
The lesbian.
Spies. Workers of witchcraft.
Workers of witchcraft.
NASA space program.
NASA space program.
Army. Navy. Air Force. Marines. Wall Street. Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And the airwaves.
And the airwaves.
Cable access channel.
Cable access
And the
channel.
radio channel.
The radio channel.
Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us.
Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us.
And bring swift death to all the heathen
Bring swift death to all the heathens
that stand in the way.
that stand in the way.
Try to stop us from broadcasting your words
Try to stop us from broadcasting your word
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet
Let
Earth.
loose all the terrorists.
And lose all the
Cause them to
terrorists.
go to and fro
Cause them to go to and fro.
through the earth and destroy.
To the earth and destroy.
Cause the terrorists to come against America and destroy
Cause the terrorists to come against America and destroy
them in their stronghold.
them in their stronghold.
Let America shake at the hands of the terrorists.
Let America shake at the hands of the terrorists.
Let Yahushua,
Yahushua,
Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers
come down with the flying saucer
and kill all the heathen
and kill all the heathens
that come up against us
that come up against us
as we speak thy
as
word.
we speak that word.
Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread through the media
Cause it to be spread through the media
throughout the whole world.
throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
All right, Israel. You want to make sure that you check out March Purim. Otherwise, tomorrow we got Prophet and Priest Officer Kodash Ayan that's going to be teaching mandatory class. All right, it's going to be a good one. Don't miss it. That being said, Israel. Shalom.